Hello. Silver Hair Rebellion here on a dismal October day, but it's also beautiful. I love this. It's been raining, but it's warm. As long as it's warm, it's good. And today we are going to be talking about our journey through thick and thin to arrive to the part where we get to have say in what goes on in our own life. That's what I'm finding is the big bonus to being older, I believe. There are certain restrictions, but there are also a lot of freedoms that sometimes go unnoticed. Oh, somebody up there somewhere, can't find him, there he is, has a lot to say on the subject as well. There's always somebody, right? And that's the thing, as if to illustrate my point. There is always somebody that's going to say things that we don't want to hear about, or has something to say about something that we want to do, something that we feel. It's been like that throughout life. There's always somebody to come and mess things up, not to sound terribly destructive, or that tree has died on me, or negative, because that's not what this is all about. This is the fact that we have arrived to a point, as long as we don't give our power away. That is the whole point of Silver Hair Rebellion, is that it's not a time to give up when you're older. It's a time to embrace and celebrate the fact that now you are free, especially if you're retired. Now, I can't say that I have a lot of experience with that, because as I'm not working, I'm not retired yet though either. I'm just basically unemployed right at this moment, and I'm hoping to get something of my own going. But to be honest, I have no intention on stopping the day I get my OAS. I want to keep working. I just like to do it on my own terms. And that's what we have to keep, is our spark, our interest in life and the things that we love to do, and not give up. A couple years ago, I hit a really bad time, and I was still am not the person I used to be 10 years ago, but I'm also not the person I was 2 years ago either, in a good way. The house was a mess. I was overwhelmed with the animals. I had a lot going on with them, and financially, I had a really bad vet that was ripping me off left, right, and center, and it was scary, because when they rip you off in the thousands of dollars. When you've got all the animals I have, and every time you walk in the place, it's at least 500, maybe more, for stuff they don't even really need. It's and always wondering. The worst part is that you can't trust what they're. I don't know why we're going this way, you guys. See, this is what happens when I don't pay attention. I have to be on my game at every minute, because they lead me places I'm not sure we want to go. That might be a little trail there. My son's made lots of really cool trails around here. Or it could be the dog's trail, who knows. Anyway, the point is that I was in a position that I was depending on the kids. They were helping me a lot with stuff, and I was starting to feel dependent on them. And it is not a good feeling, as many of you may know. Some of you may not know, and some of you don't want to ever go there. And I can tell you, I don't want to go there ever again. I was able to dig myself out. We still have I don't like this. You always have to be really careful around here of stuff that is sticking out, because Bowser and Lily run around, and they sure as heck don't want to be running into that. Anyway, sorry about the distractions. There is always a distraction when you have all these critters running around. Anyway, I didn't like to be dependent on them in any way, and it is a really good feeling to be independent. That's always been my thing. I've always been independent. When I was, it was partly in the way I was raised. I came from a very emotionally traumatic upbringing, stepmother, stepfamily. My dad was away most time, never really acknowledged anything that was going on. And so I ended up leaving the house when I was 18, and which wasn't terribly unusual back then, but it was always, it was always well known. We had always been told that once we were out of high school, we were done. I, at that time, felt lucky to even finish high school. I wanted to go to college, but I never, I'm not really even going to bother with that right now. We'll get into that another time, of dashed dreams and things we should have done and regrets. But anyway, what I did manage to do, I had really amazing grandparents, and they helped me get this place. They lent me the money, and at no interest. Now, the thing was, they had to cap it. So I didn't have quite enough to go buy a house. I had to go buy, I bought this property, and I put a mobile home on it, and that was all of my money. I was lucky, there were township grants, so I was able to get a grant that I had to pay back, but it was very low payments to put in my septic, I believe it was. And but I lived the first year with no insulation, no hydro, no running water, no heat. I had a Franklin stove. Any of you old guys might know what a Franklin stove is, and you will know it doesn't kick off much heat whatsoever. And I was totally inexperienced with wood stoves and all that kind of stuff, but that wouldn't have saved me. It would have just saved me. I would have known better to at least tried somehow to get a better stove. I think I had that one given to me, and I would have known that was useless and to put a better one in. It was really cute, but I have found through my years, as you may have, that cute doesn't mean a lot. So anyway, I literally slept on the couch because I had to close off the back end of the trailer, and I would wake up with ice on my blanket. It was so cold because it'll get like minus 30. It's even hit minus 40 up here, especially the last few years. But I had mice running back and forth in there, and I didn't have the heart to trap them. It was really, really horrid. And anyway, I almost got asphyxiated by carbon monoxide because I also didn't know that you're not supposed to put a generator underneath the trailer. And I didn't have a hydro, and I put that under there. And I had a boyfriend at the time who was staying over. I don't know how he managed to not know, unless it's possible he wasn't there. This was a long time ago. And I just happened to wake up with the worst headache that I ever had in my life. And I think that it had run out of gas. I don't know, but I got damn lucky because I could not be here right now. That's for sure. That's how naive I was. But anyway, back to the story. I was 22, I think, at the time. And totally on my own. My dad did come up to make sure that the trailer was a good buy, but he really didn't do anything but sit there and chit-chat to the people that were selling it, and did not... It was a Florida trailer. It had like literally no insulation in it and paneling on the walls. So that's how I spent the first year. Now, all that to say about independence. I've always been very independent. It sounds like utter hell. I had a job cleaning and babysitting every day, full time, for a really nice family, and they let me use their laundry and their shower. So I was able to do that. So that helped me a lot. And I built my own outhouse. I was able to get independence here. And how when you're older, you don't want to give that up because it's not a very good feeling whatsoever. And that you have to do whatever you can to keep it. And you can. I could have given up and just said, okay, that's it. I got kids that will help me out however they can. Like my son has put in all these trails that I'm walking on right now. I did have some basic trails, but he races enduro, so he uses them, but he also did put them in for us to walk on, and it's just amazing. It's added so much. And I am just so happy that I did let my true grit kick in, my own personal silver hair rebellion journey, and said, no, I'm not depending on the kids. I went apple picking with my daughter, one of my daughters, yesterday, and we have such fun outings. I call her my social manager, or whatever you call that, because she likes to go places, and we'll go sometimes, and she'll orchestrate the whole thing. It's awesome. We've been there 2 years now. I did do a quick short about where it was. Pingles in southern Ontario, down around Bowmanville and Oshawa. It's a really, really nice place to go. But I bought her a few things. I'm not working right now, and I have to watch what I'm spending. But I got such joy from, it was just little, like I bought both the girls, a loaf of bread from their bakery, and I gave her some of my milk that I got there, because they have like fresh, grass-fed dairy there in glass bottles, and now I'm using the glass bottle for my water bottle. And so I drank some of the milk and then gave the rest to her or to them, and that kind of thing, because I'm not hoarding my stuff. And I know to some of you who have got an ordinary or lots of money or whatever, it's not a big thing. To me, it wasn't that big of a thing either, but it was something. And I made sure to pay her for some gas and to pay for my ticket and that kind of stuff. Whereas when we very first started going, when I was like having a meltdown about money a couple years ago, because I was starting again from scratch and I was really in a bad place, I let her pay, and it didn't feel good. I don't remember if I bought her anything or not. And now when I go places, I always try to bring the kids back something, because I want to be a good mom. They don't expect it from me, but they always give me stuff too. It's like we just support each other, and that is such a better feeling. And I would much rather be down $30 or $50 or $100, whatever, and be able to have that feeling. Now, I do realize when I make my videos that I'm very lucky, and that some people aren't in the same position. Some people don't have the support from their family. Some people live far away from their family. I almost did. I wanted to move east 10 years ago. It was my dream of a lifetime. I love it out there. And had COVID and a bunch of other stuff not happened, I probably would have. And I'm so glad I didn't, because I would never want to be away from my kids now. But it could have happened. And I find Zizi, he can't see, so I got to be very careful. Usually keep him on a shorter leash when we're going around, but he maneuvers pretty good. And so I guess that's your takeaway on this. I am going to say I'm going to get more organized on my videos, and I'm going to have a little more structure. If you guys would like to hear anything in particular, or a topic in particular, let me know. I'm going to be putting out long form videos at least once a week. I think I'll try for 2 times a week at least. And Fridays, and I haven't decided on the second day yet. Most likely Sunday or something. I like the weekend idea. And anyway, keep your independence. You be a silver hair rebel. That's what I think. It all starts with that. It's so easy when you get older to just give up and say, I don't feel so good anymore. I don't have so much energy anymore. Because I feel the same way. I don't have the energy I used to. I know this because I used to work out on my treadmill going like a banshee at 9 o'clock every night for 45 minutes. And now, like, I can't get off the couch at 7. But I'm going to start forcing myself to do it. I'm also on anti-anxiety meds just for a little while, till I get over this bump of the job thing. And I know it's sapping my energy too. And that's the other thing you can look at. Like, some things are not permanent. I had a heart scare, had to get some tests, but I came out with a clean bill of health. So that gave me a lot of new perspective on things. And I know at our age, a lot of people aren't that lucky, but you can work with it. Whatever you're dealing with, You can make it a little bit better, and you can dig your heels in and decide that you can make a few changes. Everybody can always do something, be it any little thing. I'm big on knitting right now. A lot of people know how to knit. If you don't know, there's lots of good tutorials online. I'm going to be getting together some resources to do that, just because I find it the most soothing, beautiful thing. And you can make some nice stuff, and you can make little things, and you can give them away. You can get a couple of balls of yarn. You can go and get it at a thrift shop even, and that kind of thing if you want. And you can give it to the homeless, or you can give it to family. And it's just anything that makes you feel productive and like you are helping other people as well and contributing to society. So that is how I'm going to end this. And just think, what can you do to increase your feeling of worth? Not that you don't have a worth just by being yourself, as long as you are a beautiful soul, and everybody can do that. It takes a little bit of consciousness, let's say, sometimes a little bit of true grit, but like as in gritting your teeth, but you can do it. So let me know what your thoughts and your feelings are on this, and if you could comment, share, like, subscribe, have a look around my channel. It would help us so much. I'm really trying hard to make a new start, and we have lots of mouths to feed. And thank you very much, and have a great day.